Roll some dice in the
Yeah.
background there, and we can see
I got my natty one out of the way.
beautiful faces as Sorn falls over and cuts his hand open.
Good riddance.
We're
I
back
know who's getting thrown off the tower next.
this time deep in the heart of the Moonshay Isles. The team made their way off the Sword Coast, away from Waterdeep, despite Dylan wanting to spend more time in Waterdeep, and the adventure was beckoning out at sea. And the DM had only prepared the sea encounters and not the city encounters. So wisely they chose to hit the brakes and get out into that wide ocean. They made their way to the wrecking salvage docks in one of the islands, the coves of the Moonshay Isles. This one run by the Dread King pirate captain Gangplank. And is normally home to the Dreadway, his ship, and whatever prize they have brought in to take split apart. Often you'll see out there they bring a ship in, they cut the front off, they cut the back off. They swap the ships around a bit. Brand new VIN numbers, brand new ships out on the sea. Mixed and matched, ready to sail again. But this one they brought in had a little something extra on board, and that was ghosts, I think. There was shadows bound to this black mist that started emanating out from the ship that they had captured. And they went to Waterdeep to find, or they went to the beneath Waterdeep, to the place of legend pirate captains, to find some people to help them to take back their Deathlight Cove. And they found some rubes or adventurers to help sink and scuttle this haunted ship in exchange for a barrel of black powder. The owner of this the owner of the Dreadway having many barrels of them that he's pilfered from out in the Western Isles, where no one, not many have returned from in many years. Paulie, being the captain of La Floridita, obviously accepted this job because he loves explosions and wants to be able to have fireworks for Sorn's birthday next week.
Mm.
The fireworks are going to be placed under his bed.
The crew made their way up into a cove. I think I've got pictures of it I can share with. See if I can. So this cove and this ship, this sort of base, has parts of ships jutting out of it used as buildings. And did that come up at all?
Yes. Yep.
Cool. So you've seen sort of the arse of ships, and obviously a ghost ship as well, parked in the heart of the sea cave itself. And above that is sort of a tree house, or a giant tree with a tree house and not gangplanks. What are they? Walkways, and platforms above. The crew of La Floridita having been sent ashore by Captain Paulie while he sorts out sort of the final details with the captain of the Dread Reaver. Paulie from the shore, or sorry, not from the shore, from the deck of the Dread Reaver, through the mist. It's very hard to make out the. You can see sort of the shape of the Deathlight Cove, but the mist sort of seems to obscure most of your proper vision, and there's sort of a sickly green blue glow coming out of the mist. What you do hear though, and what cuts across, the sound that cuts through the mist very easily, is sort of a savage explosion, a boom, that you recognize to be Sorn's teleportation magic.
Mm-hmm.
and it's I think it was accompanied by a bright flash of lightning. If I'm correct, Sworn, you used ride lightning to get up onto the cliff. From there, you saw through the mist a scattering of what sounded like boomcree shots, and then for a time, silence. Now, in your discussion with the Dread Reaver, what did you talk about? What did he tell you?
You know, I asked him what his star sign was, and he was very, very obliging. It turns out he's a Gemini. No, I was like, oh my god, so am I. You know, it's pretty exciting. You know, just captain things. No, just probably discussing the seas and I nothing crazy. You know what I mean? He kind of scares me, to be really honest.
Yeah.
That encounter of him in just grabbing me by the neck definitely kind of put Paulie not on edge, but aware that he is not in control.
Yes. It's there's certainly an air of menace about him while you're chatting, and he's being quite friendly, indulgent even, answering these kind of questions. But you do feel almost like the sword of Damocles kind of hovering above you to a certain extent. Of this could go poorly for Paulie at any time.
At some point, I guess I'll just talk about the reward as well,
Yes.
and then I want to see if he has any bad plans with said reward. Like, is it all on the level?
So he says there are, as you see, I have plenty of this powder, and it is incredibly rare and hard to come by. My crew and I have been making raids on the Western Isles for some seasons now, but they have a very powerful navy. Part of the reason why I was, apart from my ferocity and tenacious crew, part of the reason why I was an excellent captain and leader of the pirates here was that we're one of the only ones with this powder, but I fear that monopoly is coming to an end. The ways to the Western Isles are open again.
Yeah. Okay.
And you seem like an up-and-coming pirate who it would be good to have on side, as it seems like you're not part of the status quo. You haven't been mired down by her politicking.
Yeah, that's true. Not really a man for politics. You know, just like fucking around and finding out.
While you're on the island, as far as I'm concerned, any of my remaining crew there is expendable. They let themselves be overrun, and that's unacceptable. If you find any alive, great. In particular, we do have a cook named Shortshanks that I would like returned. But if he's not, I would totally understand. We will, once the ship is sunk and dealt with, we'll be able to return to our little cove and get right back to work. I would trust that your crew are not going to pick up anything that really doesn't belong to them.
You know what? On that, I probably should go check on that crew. Yeah, I'm gonna go now and then fucking just fly off.
So you fly out over towards the island, and as you get closer, you're looking through the mist. The sort of shapes come out leering at you. Eventually, you are able to make out a... Where are we here? So this is for Paulie who didn't see it last week, this is there's 4 different layers of height to this map. Right. So right now you're at sort of the third most highest.
Okay. Yep.
There is sort of a ground level, or a sea level, where the cove and the ship is in particular. And in fact, let me take you on a little journey as you swoop in low under the cover of darkness here. where you can see perhaps La Floridita. And you swoop in towards the cove itself. You see the ship,
Cool.
now no longer corporeal in any form. This wreck that they dragged up from the depths seems to have lost any physical form. The powder,
Cool.
as you get closer, you realize, how are we going to sink something that can't be blown up, that can't be cut open, that can't, in traditional senses, be scuttled.
Alright, we need ghost gunpowder.
And you fly forward. You see multiple entrances to what look like this cove, but you also see it crawling with figures that look a little bit like pirates who have maybe seen better days.
Right.
Their eyes are glowing, their skin is falling off. Some of them look certainly more rotted than others. These are not your crew. You hear, though, the sounds of battle above, in the tree line above, and fly your way. You fly your way up to ground level, where there's sort of half a ship and a mast, and what appear to be dead bodies of undead pirates, some cut to pieces, many of them in many pieces. You fly higher and higher into the canopy of the trees above, where you find your stalwart crew laying about, doing nothing, lying about, sitting about in a treehouse.
Just
chilling out.
Thank you very much.
Just chilling on your time that you're paying them for.
I mean, I don't pay them much. They kind of deserve a break every now and then.
Well,
And-
isn't it technically me that pays the crew? I'm the one that looks after the finances.
Yeah,
He's
true.
got the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And you recognize Sorn and Yama, of course, but sitting in between them is a blue-skinned creature that, Katie, would you mind describing for us all at home? For our mental images.
Yes. You see a young, maybe once was an elf male with translucent blue skin, big, wide, dilated eyes with like milky yellow whites. He has a swirly, inky pattern tattoo on his right arm, but probably the weirdest features are that he clearly has gills on his neck, despite not being a real fish, and he has two tentacle appendages that are currently lazily wrapped around his arms.
Right. Okay. I'll go up to them. I'll go up to them like my crew, and then go. Oh wait, I think I know your uncle. Is your uncle Captain Barbosa by any chance? A bit of a joke there.
The one of the tentacles just gives like a little wave, and it's just like, never heard of him.
So Paulie will just kind of like, gracefully, but not so gracefully, step onto where they are and go, well, Captain Paulie, pleasure to meet you. If you're hanging around with these idiots, you're probably also disreputable, so I like you.
You call
Awesome.
an idiot.
Me, of course.
Oh, I like you. Hi. And appendage unravels and into your...
Absolutely, you like vigorously shake the tentacle.
Ooh, yeah, great.
Like get that mucus all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even going to wipe it off. I'm going to keep it. Like, I'm going to keep it moist.
My name is Kaoru. I immediately like you. Are you the captain of these two?
Looks like it. I mean, we'll see how it goes by the end of the day. Like, they could mutiny at any point. I don't really pay them that much.
Excellent. Yeah, hi. I was a prisoner and they helped me get out. And now I'm here. Just tagging along because, I mean, what else am I going to do?
Well, great. Can you fight?
Yes.
Can you-
think so.
Definitely.
In your times here, have you seen any ghost cannons?
Ghost cannons? No. Plenty of undead. No
How
ghost
about
cannons.
corporeal like barrels?
I can't say I was really looking out for them. I was like captured and they were like killing my crew off one by one. For some reason, they weren't coming for me. So I can't say barrels was high on my list, but I will look
That's
out
fair.
for them now.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just thinking. I've got a plan.
Okay, barrels.
Got a plan. Yeah.
Right.
So look out for barrels that are spooky. Look out for a spooky barrel.
As
Spooky barrel.
as this exchange is happening, Son will stand up and
I'm gonna
Walk
I'm gonna
over to
wipe
Paulie.
I'm gonna wipe the mucus onto like Sorn's coat.
Son will pull a gun straight away. Just say, weren't you looking for some of these, Paulie? And then we'll like push his jacket out a little bit, and you'll see 2 more on his belt.
Oh fuck yeah! Where'd you find them?
Killed people for him. It's great.
Oh good. All right. Well, we should go do that more.
I'm
You
down.
didn't happen to bring any supplies with you, did you, Captain? Where?
No, I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't make much sense. We're a resourceful bunch.
You can literally see that Yama and Kaoru are fucked up.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
We're currently sitting on a pile of bananas with no
Okay.
explanation or context, just bleeding.
Mm.
I did give everyone healing before we ended the last session.
Just thought you gave yourself healing.
No, I did a prayer of healing for everyone. Right at
I'm
the end.
100% less than a quarter health.
So
Right. Should we then? All right. Well, if you're all buggered up, we don't want that to be a thing. So now I know why you're sitting down. That's fair enough. That's a smart move. Let's continue that for you, so we can get you some more heals. We'll get you some rest up in there.
Just have
Are
a
Are
quick break.
do these happen
quick
to
nap.
be
How
like?
about this? I'm all good. You guys rest, and I'll stay watch.
Would there be like a nearby spot? Was there like an enclosure somewhere, like a little house? Wasn't there a room across this bridge?
A short rest. A short rest. I can be alert for. I think if we take too long, it'd be a terrible idea.
We can
I
move
would
on to
just-
that little section off just back there, and gesture to like the opposite side of the treehouse of where we are. It looked like that would be a bit easily defensible for us to get a little bit of rest in.
Just an hour, I think, would be fine. Nothing
Done.
to patch up.
Done and done. Yeah, wherever you guys want to, I'll look after you.
So you see, across the there's a sort of a bridge across, and
Over there, yeah.
a lot of other sort of stanchions. Some of them built out of old masts, and then sort of built out with decking. There appears to be rooms across the way, and also there's sort of a ring around this the tree itself. Potentially a way in as well, but of course, whichever way you're headed.
I'm breaking your game again, Dan. I can't walk in through this part.
Oh, it doesn't let you fly. Hey,
No.
There we go. Walk like all the other savages.
You're calling us savage.
Yeah.
At this point, we should just give Paulie God mode. You know what I mean? So I can just walk through walls.
So you head into a hollow
What the heck?
tree bedroom. It's very quiet in here as you sort of cozy in. Inside is a bit of a cabin in the center of this large platform built around a large tree. There's a writing desk in here. There's a bed chamber, and I think just sort of one real bed in the middle there. The bed chamber is actually carved out from the trunk itself. So it's sort of like a little hollow within the within the tree, and you've got like not a lot. You've got enough headroom, but not a lot. But it's like a bit of a bunk.
Can I have a little look around and see if there's anything interesting or of note?
Yeah, I was wondering what was on the writing desk.
Sure. Give me investigation checks.
I have advantage for some reason. Why have I got advantage?
Look at that. 21.
Is that when it has to do with smell or something?
No, if I'm
Not rolling
tracking
in,
Fae or undead, whatever.
It's not rolling in Foundry just yet, but
it's popped
9.
in.
It did come up.
Okay,
on
cool.
Foundry.
9.
Okay. All right. Yama, you, if you're looking around the room, you notice there's a number of rusty cutlasses in here, and your eyes are quickly drawn to those swords. But they're obviously nothing compared to yours, but there are There are a couple of cutlasses here. The rust on them doesn't make them any less deadly, really, but it's almost as if someone's left and they're actually stacked up nicely, like on a rack, sort of tucked behind a wardrobe. But it's almost as if they've been left there for 100 years to gather rust. But nothing else around them kind of typically looks that old, apart from there's a bit of stale bread, with maggots coming out of it on small side tables and things like that. Karu, you're investigating the writing table or the writing desk. You come across the beginnings of a short story about several boys who were marooned on an island and had to fight off a lizard creature to survive.
Ooh, this sounds interesting.
It's just the start of the short story, though, right? Yeah, it's almost like it's like a first draft. They haven't got very far yet.
If there's a pen and ink quell, then Kaoru will finish the story as best as he can.
Yeah, over the next hour, just adding flourishes and touches to it.
And he's like, he'll muse out loud, like, what do you think of this for a plot point? Like,
yeah.
Couple of the title Lord of the Skinks.
Lord of the Skinks. Yep. Very good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, a little bit of light editing. Oh, that would never happen on an island. This writer's never been to islands where I'm from.
He's clearly never actually been marooned before.
That's right, yeah. Making rope out of your back hair? That's ridiculous. What's Sorn doing during this time?
Sorn is just he's just walked in, sat down cross-legged, and is trying to, in this hour, he's just not going to engage with anyone, and is just going to try and gauge a bit more of his newfound power of warlock-esque nature.
Mm-hmm. So you sort of turn inwards, start thinking to yourself really hard. I think in the last session, so mere moments ago, I think some of your sort of lightning spells failed you to a certain extent. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the light side, dark side balance between dreams and lightning seem to be out of whack. You don't have that balance right now, and you sort of turn inwards to find out what's happening on the warlock side of things within yourself. Give me a straight up wisdom check.
Ooh, not very wise. That's a 2.
Yeah, so I mean, there's certainly a turmoil going on within you. And it's perhaps with the scratching of Kaoru's pen, with Yama lifting up swords, testing them, hearing the shink, like it's just you can't find a good spot to, you're just not in a peace and quiet moment to get your head on straight, right? So unfortunately, you just keep getting distracted. I don't know if you can channel that, Dylan, if that has ever been a thing for you.
My life?
But I'm going to need you to play a character here where for this next hour. He can't seem to focus on this single task he's put himself to.
Alright, that's fine. I'm just looking everywhere.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I'll just open a book real quick. I'll find a new recipe to learn in here. Oh, that's a cool picture.
That painting, like you picked up the book. Oh, that painting's slightly not centered. Yeah, okay.
I get up and walk away.
Yeah.
The sun's just gone.
Paulie, you don't really see anything too interesting with that 9. Obviously, Karu calls out what they see in the writing desk and so on. You are able to kind of have a look outside though and do a bit of a loop around. You see more sort of corpses of pirates strewn about up on this upper decking and on the area below. Mm-hmm. To the southeast, you see a shipwreck one of those ships that's been cut in half, effectively. And its upper deck equal to you, well above the water, right? It's the base of the boat is on the ground, and you're up at sort of the upper deck level.
Right.
It also has rigging that heads up further into and is tied to other platforms and as part of a tree.
Right.
Not that you need it, but over to the east there is the rigging, the netting that would normally people climb up to get to the crow's nest if they're feeble creatures without wings, has actually been tied off to the planking there and could be used to climb up into that crow's
to access
nest.
the rest of it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
After that, I guess I'll probably just I'll just stay at the front of the door, and then I will listen to Kara's musings, and I'll just chime in every now and then, trying to convince her to make the story dirty.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. No, Kara's into that.
Yep.
She's just like, yeah, okay, how would I describe that?
What?
I want to make this a real coming of age story.
Oh my god.
Yeah, perfect. And then I'll just guard whilst just chiming in.
And for my headcanon, are these like outlandish, dirty things, or are they like? Because I guess we haven't really seen how experienced Paulie is in this domain.
I have no idea. No, he's he is bravado and through and through. He has no idea because he's never met a female Aarakocran, or he's only met like 2 Aarakocrans in his life.
Yeah.
So
I think one was a peahen Aarakocran.
And he was a dick.
And then you blew up his casino ship.
Yeah, because he pissed me off.
If that's not courting, I don't know what is. Brilliant. So yeah, getting all sorts of suggestions that are just terrible.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with the Aarakocran physiology, it's kind of hard to do stuff with other species, so it doesn't really work out. I might shit on them or vomit down their mouth. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like Karu has experience probably, so I think he's just trying to like make it work. Like he's like, okay, vomit in the mouth. I guess someone would find that appealing. Let me just put that into the situation. Yeah, we could go with four. That's a form of foreplay. Fine, whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah, make sure his feathers are real ruffled up, and his wings are spanned out, and then he's doing a little dance.
And Kara's like, they don't have. Okay, yeah, I'll make them so that they have feathers. They didn't have feathers before, and he's like going back to the original and like changing the description of the characters with has feathers back, has a beak back,
has found a feathered headdress. Okay, now we've retconned it.
Okay, back. Yeah. The original content, the original story is just been completely butchered by like Kara just scribbling shit out so that all the dirty stuff can actually make sense.
Yeah, good.
Turns out this the person who wrote the short story is like the big bad guy we're going up to, and he's like, and then his whole backstory now is that we ruined his short story about a nice innocence of age, Yeah.
Sometime along this all happening, you hear a gunshot. That just goes like through the wall, and someone puts a gun away really quickly. He's just been distracted playing with a gun. Like, how does this work? Just puts that away. He's like,
You're firing a weapon.
He's scratching his head like he's doing like a Chief Wiggum, scratching his head.
I think Yama, the old man of the group, is really just pretending he doesn't know these guys at this moment.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And then when no one's looking, someone will just repack the gun and put it back in his belt and just like, I'll need that later. Maybe. I don't know.
And you all get a short rest that, despite a gun going off indoors, goes off relatively uneventfully.
Awesome.
So do I get to choose how many hit dice I get back?
You choose how many hit die you would like to spend, and then you roll those hit die.
Okay. Let's look at what my HP is at.
Now, I think you're meant to choose it, like, how many at once, right? So if you can do 3, you choose 3. You don't get to just do 1 and then go, oh, need a little bit more. 1 more. And so on.
And I just had to roll them individually because it wouldn't let me roll them together for some reason.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I try. Yeah, it's because I think you have probably 2 different sizes with your warlock and sorcerer ones. Multi-classing's a bitch.
Oh, there
Alright, we're good.
Cool. So
Oh,
there's
good.
all sorts of things around you, and from your vantage point, Paulie, while you're looking around and while everyone's rolling hit die and getting health back, you see other things. One area that looks to be sort of a surgeon station, sort of, where you'd put someone for a sawbones to work on, a barber, leather belt to hold them in place, scalpels, bloody rags, etc., chains to, tie them down if need be. Also, there is a zip line you can kind of just make out across the way, that leads to a hut to the northwest that is glowing green. Up above you is, you've noticed through the fog, you can still make out sort of a lighter blue glow coming from one of the platforms above. But there is plenty to explore in Dan's Treehouse of Horror.
All right, I'll relay to the crew that we got two options: either go up the crow's nest or follow the creepy light. One's by zipline, one's by climbing up the the ropes. I vote zipline because ziplines are sick.
Mm-hmm.
No other explanation for it.
Is that where we were going? Weren't we heading?
I think we were going up.
Yeah, we wanted to go to where all the ghosts were going, because every time we were killing things, they would like shoot up to that light.
Okay. I'm just curious with the ominous green light.
Yeah, someone wants to check out the green light. That seems kind of cool, and then we can go up.
And then we can go up there. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get our Gatsby on and check out.
Or we can do the great thing. This really great idea of called splitting the party. We're really good at that.
No,
Let's not do that.
Okay.
I'll pass.
I just joined this party. I don't want to split from it just yet.
How do you feel about it, Paulie? We're really good at splitting off.
Oh, let's go. I'll fly off immediately.
Damn it.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go to the zip line.
All right. So you head up north. You should be able to go to the zip line, and if you're standing in this square and click the zip line, it should take you across.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna let Paulie do it first, though.
Oh, Yama cuts in the queue. Oh god.
Oh yeah, Yama is definitely going first.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't care anymore.
No, he's a tanky boy. He's gonna suss the situation.
Oh dear God.
Oh fuck.
All right, so you, as you zip line over, Yama, there's sort of a door here, but it is open. Rich smells of spices, rum, blood, and freshly cooked baked goods, and most of all, the strong odor of heated metal. A saturated green glow illuminates the cabin, while the amber light of a traditional flame radiates from the east end of the room. A 10-foot tall skeleton with a purple head wrap sits in the middle of the cabin. On a throne that looks like it's made from skulls, feathers, and overstuffed purple cushions. In the center, there's a cauldron in the shape of a giant skull filled with a mysterious, noxious green liquid. And on tables around, you notice ashes, bottles, all sorts of different accoutrements, and you can kind of smell in the back or you can see in the back crates of several live chickens, and you hear a voice. The sort of skeletal figure turns to you and says, "Come in, dearie. Oh, come and take a rest here." And the skeleton motions to a red fancy love seat in the corner of the room.
Alright. I guess Yama's got his posse behind him, but he's standing up front bravely. Good evening, madam. What are you brewing in there? Is it a tea?
No, child. But we do have love potions, if you are so inclined. A strapping older gentleman like yourself perhaps maybe needs a little bit of assistance in the back end of one's life.
Ma'am, I appreciate the offer, but I already have a son. I am quite capable in such areas.
Please call me Mama, and welcome to Mama Zedeko's place.
Can I roll like an insight and suss whether she's a BBEG or?
Sure.
All right. Not great. 13.
Well, it's kind of it's a bit hard because it's a skeleton, so the facial expressions thing there are none, right? It's a and quite a large skeleton too, being 10 foot tall. So I mean, she's grinning a lot, but that could just be because she has no lips to cover those teeth. And yeah, she seems to be nice though. I mean, there's the I don't know how much you've dealt with ominous bubbling pots of green liquid, but that, I mean,
No, he's a tea brewer.
yeah. So I mean, there's spice smells and stuff in there, but it's definitely not tea. It's more like a soup. That's
Alright,
bubbling away there.
Well, I might roll a quick perception check looking for threats, and then I'll kind of defer to my captain behind me. Oh, that's terrible. 9.
Yeah, you see, I mean, the live chickens may or may not be a threat. But
in a swarm after you hit a few of them, yeah, usually they are.
I look back at the parrot behind me and just kind of raise an eyebrow.
Paulie will nod, then just go, and then just get a good whiff of what's being smelled, and just stroll right in.
Hey, cool.
There is, yeah, you see, Paulie, there are some dead birds hanging from the ceiling, so like dead crows.
Mm-hmm.
The chickens are alive and seem to be happy, clucking away in the corner. There is, actually, Paulie, do you want to give me a perception check as you
Sure.
walk in?
Oh, 7. But that's a natural 1.
Yeah, you actually don't even know, you probably don't barely notice that it's a skeleton. She's like, oh, come in, dearie.
And I'm going to say, oh, what's cooking good looking? Just straight up.
She says,
I'm going to charm the pants off her.
Yeah, she says, well, you're just in time. It's almost ready. Just need perhaps a few more ingredients. But if you're a good little bird, you can have a bit of a taste.
Ooh, can I? That sounds lovely. What else do you need? I can help out. I'm resourceful.
I think Yelma's gonna put a hand on Captain Paulie's shoulder at this point and just kind of make sure he's not moving any closer towards the cauldron.
Definitely is leaning like trying to like sniff while you're doing that, you know.
Well, I'm now holding you back.
Kaoru steps in after. What do I smell? Can I do a?
Dan,
he's back.
There we go.
Oh.
Dan, you there?
Yeah. Can you?
Cool. There we go.
You cut out for a second there.
Oh, okay, right. Schnoz roll, Katie. Yes.
With advantage because I can do that.
Yeah.
Where's my? Is that just perception? Sorry. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Wow, we're doing real well tonight.
Yeah.
I can't see it yet, maybe because my internet was being buggy. Can you just?
It was a 10.
Okay. Yeah. You certainly pick up the smell of whatever's bubbling away here. You can also smell a number of things like on the shelf. You're perhaps a little bit overwhelmed by the number of smells that are in here. You know, the poultry, the heated metal, spices, rum, blood, oxtails, snake skins, sugar, flour, dried liver, you know, all these kind of things overwhelming your senses. It's kind of hard to focus in on one thing.
Yeah, Kaoru turns to Yama and goes, hey, Yama, can I, you know that bag of tea you've got? Can I just borrow that for a second?
Yeah, he hands over his very ceremonial ancestral tea very cautiously.
I just
Kind of-
put my nose to it and just get a whiff to like cleanse the palate, and I give it back like, oh. And Kara's just like, oh, okay, thank you. Smells good.
Actually, a really cool little tidbit. If you ever want to reset your nose on stuff, smell your elbow. Your own scent is like a way to reset your scent.
How's that ADD going today, Timmy?
No, it's just a thing. Oh, it's just a cool little tidbit. I don't know.
I
I'm
thought you.
I'm kidding. It is an interesting tidbit.
Yeah.
I like it.
I thought you were going to say coffee because that's what actually.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, coffee.
Yeah.
Going like that helps.
I'm going to ask my perfumer aunt about that.
That's how I learned it off, because we did like a perfume class thing.
I'm going to
Yeah,
ask
you
her if
learned
she
it-
asked.
You learned it from Katie's aunt.
Yeah, probably.
Sorn's going to is worried about this because every time he sees a giant fucking skeleton, it never ends well. So Sorn's just going. I've seen a few. The last skeletal giant I saw ate someone, so I did throw acid at that guy's legs, though. So I mean,
And as you walk in, Sorn, Mama says, "Oh, we have Yama, Paulie, Karu, and even Sorn. The whole crew is here."
When did
Oh, God.
you? When
Did we
did
do
you?
actually? Did we get her name? Did I get her name?
She introduced herself. She did say, "You can call me Mama."
Did we
Oh.
tell her? Kara's asking, like, wait, did we?
Fuck no, we didn't. No. I can I.
So does Paulie say that in character? Fuck no,
What?
we didn't tell her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fuck no, we didn't tell her. Can I? I feel like, I mean, because this is some like voodoo shit, right? Like the voodoo vibes, the whole shebang. Feel like Paulie has seen. No cat. Like, kind of voodoo stuff before, and this whole motif is pretty bloody normal, and you got to show them a lot of respect, even if they are evil. Otherwise, curses and stuff, and they might turn me into a human. Ew.
How does Paulie convey that if he conveys that?
I might try like nothing bad, like give calming gestures to the crew.
Sorn's gonna
Nothing verbal, just like hand gestures. Sorry, 1 second. I just need to deal with little cute cat.
Sorn's very unsure of what's going on here. So you can see he's got his hand on his. Oh God, I got something in my throat. He's got his hand on his book of spells.
Use the water one.
And he's thinking for the time being. Because so far everything he's used has been a bit of a I don't know, but he's like,
well, the place already looks like, despite all the accoutrement around, like the place is pretty clean already. So you don't need to use one of the spells. Probably.
Can I just
unless you're staying for dinner, and then
You'll wash up.
Then it's very useful.
He's going to keep his hand in the book with his hand on the page from mage armor.
Sure.
And ready that just in case.
Mama says, "Oh, come in, of course. Sit down. You're all here."
Or you'll sit in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kara follows.
Yeah.
Sorn will stand up the back apprehensively.
It's good to see you all.
The pleasure is all ours, Mama.
Mama's been waiting. Now I know, of course, why you're here, but I need you to say it.
We want to get rid of the ship, Mama.
That's right. And Mama knows how to help you.
Oh, that's good. What do you need in return, Mama?
Just a few things for the curse, the Deathlight curse. The black mists have tried to take over even old Mama, but old Mama's too strong for that, you know.
Those rude bastards. Don't they know their place?
But if you can get me a few things, I could perhaps help you take out the captain that this curse is centered around. Won't take him out completely, mind you. You'll still have to do some work. You're a grown bird now, Paulie. You have to get your feathers dirty at some point.
You're right, Mama. I do.
But he's very deadly, and I don't know. You may or may not be able to kill him in his current state.
I'm poised to act like a coddled child. You know, he's like, yes, I know, you're right. You know, like I can't see that she's a skeleton, right? Still.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. She's got maybe some robes on still and stuff, but like, yeah, definitely it's still like maybe just thinking, oh, that's an interesting mask.
Yep.
Humans are so weird.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, all right, so what do we need? What do we need? Let's do this, you know what I mean? Like, I'm guessing it's going to help you if we get rid of these bloody bastards too, huh?
Absolutely. The business has been incredibly slow since this Blackwater mist showed up and just made everything terrible. This harrowing is not good for business. The undead, they don't buy anything, and then Mama can't.
I get it. Look, Mama, I could just throw an offer to put it out there. Look, you know, business is pretty quiet here, but you know, the western continents are opening up. Would you want to maybe join a crew and, you know, like come sail and then, you know, go like get some new markets? You could have like, you know, the whole little cabin to yourself. You know, chickens can come too.
My cousin of the marshes has a house with the feet of a duck that lets her wander around. But Mama doesn't come to people. People come to Mama. So
okay.
While it is a very generous offer, Captain, Mama will be staying right here. I've got myself very comfortable in this here treehouse abode. The Dread King and I have an accord.
Speaking of the Dread King, have you seen his chef, Shortshanks?
Unfortunately not. Hopefully he's not been turned with the rest of them. If he was smart, he's hidden somewhere around here. There are several layers to this place. The DM has done a lot of work to make it so.
Make sure you don't, before you stab the zombies, ask them if they're Shortshanks before you sever their windpipes or anything like that, guys.
Okay.
I can't stab. I don't have a sword.
Just saying.
I do have guns now, though.
I will politely ask their name before I kill them. That's fine.
You will recognize him. He was never caught without his chef's hat, and he's got a peg leg, and is, as the name goes, quite short. But I haven't seen him lately, so hopefully he's still okay. He did a mean gumbo, our dear Shortshanks.
We must find him. I want to try this gumbo.
But Mama has other things for you too, beyond just, of course, helping you in weakening the ghost captain that terrorizes these shores. We have potions available, filters, antidotes, cures, zombie powder.
Ooh.
She holds up a skull, a glass skull, and waves a skeletal hand over it and lights up. This skull can cast light at will. And then she waves her hand over it again and it sort of goes out. Or how about she pulls out a tray of what look like keys made of bone.
Ooh.
Skeleton keys. They're good for one use. Unfortunately, these bones are quite brittle. After one use, it does break. But opens any conventional lock.
That's cool. How much is it? Would you just take gold as payment?
Yeah, gold, gems, jewelry. It's all fine for Mama. It all spends.
How much are the keys?
300 gold each.
And the skull light?
For you, that's 500 gold.
Anyone need light?
I can cast
See in the dark.
All three. We can see in the. You're,
Can I
you're
wave
the
it
only
in? Can
one.
I wave it in front of Sorn and see if it annoys his eyes?
Yeah.
Like just turn it off and on.
Like
Does it?
Chronicles of Riddick style.
It
Just
Does it?
absolutely does because I'm not
I'm
wearing the
buying it.
glasses.
Thank
in
you.
here.
I am buying it. Buying it while still just like literally like with one hand, like trying to move it in front of it, and then like handing it my pouch out at the same one. Yeah.
I can see that being on your bedside table, Paulie, and instead of lighting a candle first thing in the morning when you need to take a tinkle,
Annoy
as
Sorn?
you
Yeah.
do, you just tap it. You just tap it and turn it on.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
I'm
put it out in
going-
front of his door.
Little touch light.
I'm gonna try something stupid.
I'm ready.
Don't
I'm
break
gonna
my
ask.
toy.
I'm gonna say, hey, Mama,
Yes, Son.
do you mind
Yes,
taking
dearie.
a look at something for me?
Oh, he's gonna do it.
Oh, of course.
Can I buy that though? Is that okay? Yeah.
Anything, child. Yeah. So 500 gold was it for the
Done. Yep. What is it?
It is a glowing skull, and it casts light at will.
Perfect.
And undead don't notice the light.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Sorn is going to tear out the wishy-washy scroll and hand it to Mama and say, "Can you tell me what's wrong with this?"
She plucks it from your hand and kind of looks at it. She pulls out some like half-rimmed spectacles on a chain and puts them disentangles it from her collarbone and then puts them on, and then they fall right off because she's got no nose because she's a skeleton.
Or ears.
Yeah. and then holds up and reads the scroll, and she says, "Oh, look at you, dearie, coming up with your own little spells. I remember when I came up with little spells to help me around the kitchen, spells to turn the bring the brooms alive, and mop the floors for me. I see you've kind of gone one step further and written a scroll of cleaning, a scroll of wash. Good on you." She hands it back to you. And says, "Oh, that'll be very handy, keeping yourself nice and presentable, won't it?"
I'm gonna say, would you like that scroll? You can hold on to that one. I get it back tomorrow anyway. If you could wash anything you wanted with it.
Unfortunately, that means it will disappear when it reappears back in your book. It will disappear from where I have it. So,
But you could have it until tonight if you used it before then.
very, very kind of you. Very kind of you, Sorn. And she takes it and she sort of folds it up and places it sort of as a bookmark in her book on the desk next to her. And she says, "You know what? I will. Perhaps after you four have gone, there'll be some need for some cleaning up. I predict, of some nature or another. There may be some cleaning required."
Can I insight check that?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
She seems to be very friendly, but you're not quite sure of the meaning of that statement. I guess double entendres or subtlety perhaps going over your head just right now, as you seem to be making eye contact with a dead skink that's just sort of like sitting on one of the tables, looking at you, and perhaps you get a little bit distracted. There are sort of dried herbs in little bags and things like that may or may not be tea, but you're perhaps too distracted to kind of really pick up on what she's saying.
I am also going to ask her about my my elvish coin that I have, and while I'm asking about that, I want to just sort of engage if she's being genuine with me specifically in her descriptions of the items I'm showing her, and then obviously
Sure. So you pull out the coin and hold it out to her. Is that right?
Yes.
she says, "Oh, one of the coins of I haven't seen one of these even in my lifetime. Where did you get it? What circumstances brought you this piece?"
Found it. I found it. So I found it along the travels. Can't
This
remember
whole time,
exactly
this whole
where.
time, by the way, Paulie's still just flashing this light in Sorn's face, like continually.
He's having like a seizure.
Yeah.
Like when you get a mirror and you try and like distract your
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
You're shining the
Yeah,
sun in
yeah,
their face.
Yeah.
Son is getting visibly annoyed at Paulie, and his hand is getting ever closer to a pistol.
She says, "Well, I haven't seen currency like this since the elves swore off the surface and went down deep into the sea. This is money from the old world, from the world out west. I don't think their money. I don't think they bought anything. They're self-sustaining, especially these folk. The Divine Kingdom, once they were incorporated into the Empire, they got rid of all this gold."
What would something like this be worth?
I mean, money is money. It's worth its weight in its gold content. But if you found someone who revered the ancient sea elves pre-Empire, could be worth quite a bit to the right collector. I couldn't say exactly how much, but it might open a few doors for you in the right places.
Good to know. I'll put it back in my pocket and swat at Paulie. Just fucking
I was
stop that.
literally about to say I'm still doing it.
Yeah. I know. It's like, Paulie, could you stop, please?
Worth every gold.
So just a metagame a little bit. So she has potions of healing of a couple of
Yeah,
different
I was
types
about to ask that too. Yeah.
a filter of love, antidotes. She claims to have zombie powder, which kind of acts like a scroll of animate dead. The
Cool.
glowing skull, the skeleton keys, the and what else?
Yama definitely inquires about the tea.
Oh, yes, it's grown, not here on this island. Thank the gods, because ever since they pulled this ship out of the wrecks, almost everything, including Mama, has died on this island. There's not good tea growing climate anymore with all this mist. You understand? But this is this one here is from Nyanzaru. They call it a raptor blend. They in that city they use raptors to cut and shred the tea leaves, so it's actually shredded by raptor talon. So it gives it sort of a unique texture in the tea. And so that's on the so Nyanzaru is a port city on the Chult Peninsula.
Where all the lizards are, right?
Yes, lots of lizards.
Cool.
I think that's where Karu's book was set. Yeah.
And how much for the tea, Mama?
For this let's say 50 gold pieces for a bag. I can't give you the whole thing, mind you, but enough for a couple of serves certainly. As a connoisseur, and I know you are, young man. There's nothing quite like sharing a tea with someone else. If you found a good tea, you don't want to
Absolutely.
keep it to yourself. You want to share it with
Absolutely.
others. So I'd be happy to give you, but you got to keep some of that special stash for yourself. But I'd be willing to part with a bag of tea that'll see you through quite a few pots for just 50 gold.
I appreciate that, Mama. I will absolutely share it and enjoy it myself. So I'm gonna mark off 50 GP. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Cool. What else?
I was muted. How many potions do we have here? So how many health potions, both greater and normal?
She seems to have sort of almost an unlimited. She just has
Okay.
racks of them, right?
All right. We'll grab 2 normal potions for both Kakaru and Yama. I'll pay for them and just hand it to them.
Yep. Which
That
one's
way they don't
greater
get-
or regular?
Just the regs.
Reg? Yep.
That
so,
way, if they're in a
50
pinch.
50 GP each for a
Yep.
potion of healing.
Yeah, so 4 hours. That's what 200 in total. Cool. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
A filter of love is you become charmed by the first creature you see within the first 10 minutes of drinking this, and if that creature is of a species and gender you are normally attracted to, consider them your true love.
Why would I need that when that happens to everyone who sees me?
Yeah, of course.
It also happens to everyone you see. That madness gets you a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think the Mama, you've helped out heaps. So what did you need, and we'll go get it for you so we can make this captain weak.
Yeah. Well, if you find any, so there's 2 main things I want to do. Any of the souls you're able to bring back to me that were converted into these thralls. If you're able to bring those souls back to me, I can resurrect them for a price. But I also need 4 ingredients to complete my ritual. So the first one is the glow of the deathlight being burned away. Look for pale green candles, or I could be making ye more if you be having some ghost dust. I also need the vehicle of death. If he be stabbed, bring me the knife, or perhaps the coffin he be buried in. Oh, can't hear me.
There we go.
Hey.
I was so
Yeah,
cool.
we
I started,
heard nothing.
Nothing.
We heard
All right, I'll
nothing.
start again.
Nothing.
I must have been so cool about it. I obviously hit my mute and deafen button at the same time. That's brilliant. Okay, so she says there are 4 things I need for my ritual: the light from the grave, the glow of the death light being burnt away. Look for pale green candles, or I can be making ye more if ye be having some ghost dust.
Pale. So like the grow of the death light, and that's then look for pale green candles. You said.
Yep. Or I can be making more if ye be having some ghost dust.
Look for the pale green candles.
I think she's trying to sell us dust.
I also need the vehicle of death.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
It better be like I hope it's like a sick Mustang.
The captain. If he was stabbed, bring me the knife, or perhaps the coffin he be buried in.
Captain Death Weapon.
Bring me the remains of the deceased, one of the bones of the dead man.
Of the captain.
You're gonna make a potion with this, Mama.
A ritual requires, yes, a few things. And I think with this, and with my humble voodoo, I will be able to make him a little bit more easier for you to manage.
Right.
And the 4th item is evidence of vengeance. I need some kind of proof or reason that he no longer need be concerning himself with this world.
Okay. All right, so we need light from the grave, the grow up the death light, look for pale green candles, vehicle of death, so the captain's death weapon or his coffin, and bring the remains of the deceased and evidence of vengeance. Perfecto.
And if you find any of these lost thralls and are able to bring their souls back to me, I will be able to bring them back and undo the Deathlight curse, but it will cost. So don't bring
Do you have
anyone you find.
give like a jar we can put the soul into?
Yeah, and she reaches up into one of the upper shelves and gives you sort of a clear mason jar with like a screwable lid.
It's like a moonshine jug, yeah?
Yeah. For like you put marmalade in.
Soul catching Pokeball. Done.
That's right. She says, but it will cost me a number of components, so it will cost you 500 gold if you would like to bring anyone back from being thralled.
Well, if we like him, we'll do it.
Anything else Mama can help you with?
No, Mama, you've been a treat. Honestly, this trip is lovely, and I hope we get more like it.
Well, you all be safe out there now. I don't want Mama to be having to undo the harrowing mist deathlight curse from you all. You would just lose that shining personality of yours, Paulie.
Oh, thanks, Mama. You always know what the right thing to say is to make me feel good.
Her bony fingers pinch the little little feathered cheeks.
He gets all excited. He's like, oh.
And then she says if there's nothing else for now, she opens up. She reaches over and gets a bowl of those like mini pillow shaped sweets, and she hands each of you a sweetie.
Oh, thanks, Mama.
Yama, just as she comes towards him, is just gonna slide her a small bag of his own home dried herbal tea.
She picks that up and sort of opens the little drawstring of the bag and she puts her noseless skull hole to the top of the bag and the blessed that's gonna be me and bath time sorted this evening.
He nods sagely and then leaves.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll pop the treaty. I'll put a little sweet in my mouth.
Yep. Give me a con saving throw, please.
Oh, yes.
Thank God I have a ring of poison resistance.
Kara did the same thing as soon as he got it.
Yeah. So yeah, both of you give me con saving throws just to see.
Ooh, actually I did okay. 19.
I did not.
Yeah. Paulie,
Exciting.
you're probably fine. Like you're absolutely fine. Karu, maybe especially because your incredible sense of smell and taste is sort of well tied into that, right? This is just like the strongest old lady mint you've ever had. Like the
amazing.
The mint levels are just out of control.
Your sinuses are so clear.
Yeah, the wax is running out your ear holes, your gill holes, like all the holes you got. Something's coming out of them. They're just it's just
yeah.
Oh, and
it's like
and like your gills open up and they're like
I just like quickly walk out. You see like the tentacles like shrivel, like they kind of like and I just kind of like walk out and I just like to the ground.
It's like that fisherman, you know, those like fisherman's mints. It's like those on steroids.
Yeah.
I'm just like cleaning my tongue like
you spit it onto the ground and it eats through the wood and keeps falling.
Now Paulie will walk out and it'd be like, this is really good. You know?
Yeah.
Oh man, like Mama looks great. She must have lost some weight.
clears all the nostrils. You can just, ooh, it's got that freshness to it. You can smell the sea again.
You actually knew her?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. She's just a lovely old lady.
Before Sawn leaves the room,
I
he's
just have an affinity for very dark, dimly lit dens. I just always had good memories in them.
He had his hand broken in one at one point.
Yeah, it's
That
fun.
was quite interesting. You know that
That's a good memory.
lovely lady we met at the yawning portal that I disappeared with for a while? Yeah, her
He
boss
just wants
broke
to
his hand.
He just wants to tell you that he banged someone. He's really proud of it.
I just
He
pushed
lost his
Polly off
virginity.
the bridge.
It was really weird.
I just push him up, just like
Okay, I definitely go over and then I come back up like vigorously
other
flashing the light.
I think Power just leans into Yama and goes, "Do those two like each other, or is it too much of a like? You know when it's like you like someone so much you hate them."
I think
yes.
there's definitely a bit of tension there.
Yeah, I think
Erotic
I'm.
fanfic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a new chapter in my book. No.
Yeah. My eyebrows go up and down while still flashing the light in Sawn's face. Like, yeah, erotic.
Sawn will walk back into the cabin. And he just wants to ask about one other scroll that he has before he leaves, and he's going to tear out the Speak with Dead scroll.
I thought he was going to ask about the love potion.
No,
Yeah.
he's already got one of those, like sitting on the ship. We found one ages ago. He's going to hand over the Speak with Dead scroll.
He's been trying to put it in my drink like for months.
Forever.
No, that was the vial of acid. The glass keeps melting.
I'm gonna go on the zip line.
Yeah, he's going to ask about the Speak with Dead scroll that he has.
From that same book.
Yes.
She says, "Oh, that's very nice, but you don't need a scroll to speak to your mama. But if you need a scroll to speak to your dad, maybe you can get him on the phone."
I don't have a dad.
That's great.
Mama, would you like to speak to your dad?
Oh no, Mama don't speak with Dad. Mama's got her own zaddy, and she don't need no scroll to get him on the line.
Someone walks straight the fuck out of that room.
But these things that she calls out to you as you're leaving, these things may not be so literal, Zorn. Got to think outside the box. And you kind of don't hear the rest of what she says, I guess, because you walked out.
So Son got very uncomfortable. He was like, I'm getting out of there.
I mean, Mama just thought we were sharing sex stories now. You started it.
Mama didn't hear me say that. No, Son just grabs the fucking zip line and fucking yeets back across, just like, no, thank you. And as I'm going across on the zip line, I want to burn that scroll and use it. And but I wanted, like, thinking outside the box, he wants to try and channel the dark power inside of him to see if he can gauge anything more about it, because he is still very much trying to learn what this is.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can cast a spell while your hands are on a zip line. But
as I get off the other end,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're in the air. Pick up the scroll. You pick up the scroll in your hands and just let go, Looney Tunes style. Yeah, let me.
He's using his feet. He's just hanging upside down,
like a bat.
Falls off for the second time.
Yeah,
no, I didn't fall the first time. I was thrown.
Okay.
There's a difference, okay?
So I'm just looking for a spell here. So you're gonna, as you get off the zip line, you sort of pull the scroll out, start going through the motions and casting it. And you feel more than hear a sort of response in your mind with the fury of a tempest. And you hear a "What boy?"
Do I recognize this voice?
Verbally no, but you get a good feeling that this is Talos.
Someone's gonna be like, well, he's just gonna think. He's gonna internalize a little bit of disappointment because Talos let him down in his time of need. And then he's just gonna try and just drop that connection. Nope.
You you hear / feel like the rage of a storm as you're sort of just there silently, sending the vibe of judgment and like disappointment. And you get back disappointment. You're the disappointment, and it just like the line cuts out as you hang up the line.
Everyone around Son will just hear, "Shut up, Dad."
With someone being edgy,
Just
there's this new aura of magic, wanting to be edgy. I hate my dad. I didn't even know my dad.
Son will just
I hate you so much, I'm gonna go make a warlock pact.
Son just trips Paulie and throws him off the thing again.
How do you piss off your parents? You go make a pact with an elder god.
Hey, the elder gods are scarier than the current gods.
Start dating. Start if you got a racist dad, you start dating an elder god. That always gets them.
Well, he told me to follow my dreams.
Yeah. That's right. Very good. Cool. All right, so you find yourself back on the great tree, and the scent of old rotting wood fills the air. The eerie green lights cutting through the mist. It ebbs and wanes, but sometimes you can barely see sort of 20 feet in front of you. Other times it sort of clears up a little bit. You guys are standing around the surgeon station, as I mentioned, with the sawbones and syringes. It all looks like a bit of a mess, but it looks like this is where they cut off legs and put people back together in a pinch.
I'd say like Kara is pretty put off by that. Like visibly, he's like, oh no, don't like that. Which way are we going?
Syringes and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you guys been so far?
Someone's just gonna point up and say, "I think we need to go up."
All right. I saw a little rope ladder over this way that would have led to a crow's nest, but it seems to go to the next level. So if you guys want to follow me, I can take us there. Oh, hello.
That works for Son. Son just starts walking.
Cool. Wee. This way.
Son's also keeping an eye on that stupid fucking light up skull that he has. Just trying to gauge. And as we get to this bridge, Son's just going to say, Polly, that's where we came from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I believe that takes us down.
That does?
While these guys are like looking at which direction to go, can we flash back to those swords? Was there anything special about them? Did they look like they were more well made than what Kalru is currently carrying?
No, specifically, probably not. And they were all rusted. I don't think you've ever seen your sword rust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Oh, so that was the way down. Okay. Well, I guess we need to look around then.
There was an elevator over here, or there was a hole in the ground over here.
I did describe to Paulie before, and you guys can see it. There is that netting that climbs up into the crow's nest of this ship, which takes you up a level.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's right.
Came out of this door earlier.
You guys came up from the roof of the storeroom.
True.
Yeah, up here.
Very true. Okay. Yeah. Son is up the top.
So you climb up into the bow and foremast of this deck. You find yourself up amongst the canopy of trees, and where you can sort of jump onto the roof of one of these. But maybe I probably misdescribed it. There are, whilst you can see other connectors, I believe, up here. Other masts of ships. You can even make out a sort of a sun platform through the trees and another cabin that has its own little elevator, it looks like.
Right.
I just realized now that there is actually no way across. I have to swipe across a lot to see this full map.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we'll go back to go to that elevator then. I'll point out the elevator after they've all climbed up. Like, you know.
See in this room to your northwest, through the canopy, the one with its own little elevator, and it seems to have stairs that lead onto the top of the tree itself. That is where sort of the blue glow seems to be coming from.
Right.
Up in the rooftop.
As we come back out, I want to just look at this elevator down into that storage hole that we saw, that little cave down there.
Yeah.
And just say to Polly, weren't we looking for things, by the way?
That's a very good point, actually.
Not be good to look in this storage hole that they have.
I do see some people in here, though.
Yeah, so as you walk past, Sorn is looking down into the cargo lift. Paulie, you're looking within the tree itself. Inside the tree, you can hear, as you sort of poke your head in, you see a stairwell that kind of makes its way down, of planks that have been made into a stairwell. At the bottom of the stairwell is a man sort of on the ground. He appears to be crying, trying to hold pieces of his intestines in. And two thralls are holding him down, while a ghost seems to be sucking out his soul.
I am going to try and get the jump on the ghost.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like flash the light at Sorn. This one just like as an actual thing, and then fucking go.
Sorn, as he sees the light flash, is just gonna grab a gun and then realize that Paulie's not fucking around this time and put the gun back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the jump on this ghost.
So you do you dive in, or what do you do?
Probably dive in, like kind of like swan dive and try like just pierce him with talon.
Okay. Let's roll initiative, and then you guys can have a surprise round.
So this is a level below the ground level, right?
It's at ground level. They are on ground level, so they are one level below you.
Okay.
I need to like activate them. Just gonna make this really annoying if you don't. Well, I guess you're gonna go down there, probably. Let's.
I'll just go down the stairs, but I've flown down.
Yeah. But this, can you guys?
I can't seem to get into that though.
Let me put you in there. Yeah, it seems like it doesn't want to let you jump off the
over him.
Yeah. So there's the ghost, and then there's the thralls either side.
I'll attack the ghost.
Yeah.
I'll go from behind the ghost.
Cool. Well, yeah, you are definitely top of the initiative order. And give me that attack as you come flying in. Now you will, unless you reveal yourself, I guess you're attacking with advantage.
Oh, good point. 24, but I'll give it a shot anyway. Yep, 24 to hit.
24 will hit. Everyone else, I think, saw this last week, but here's what he looks like, Paulie.
He's spoopy.
He's so spooky.
I like the art styles of these guys. They're great.
Yeah.
26 damage.
26 damage, and this is, yep, okay, cool. So you swoop in, interrupting the soul-sucking thing that's going on down here, and hit him for 26 damage. He does not look great after something like that. And you hear sort of a screech as he pulls back away from the downed pirate. and turns to swing a spectral cutlass at you. But you still have more to do, I believe.
Yes, I'm gonna shoot one of the other ones. I got one of the zombies with a boom creek.
Okay, that will be at disadvantage because you now have someone. Oh no, you're not in melee range because you kind of swooped away.
No, not of him. Not of him.
Yep.
No.
Okay. So you shoot the boomcree at one of the other thralls, left or right? Doesn't really matter.
Ah, right.
Okay.
12.
12 is dead on.
Okay. 11 damage.
This thing also does not look great. You blast chunks of flesh off it. It is not a ghost, but it is something corporeal. Now, can you also roll the damage?
Roll D8. Was it D8?
For the explosion, and they're all going to make
Yes.
dex saves. The guy on the ground is going to have disadvantage because he's,
Yeah.
you know... Actually, I think he just fails because he's being held down.
Yeah.
Yep.
4.
And what do they have to beat, the DC?
That is. I was thinking dexterity, so equal +8 to your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity modifier. So +8. Equal to 8 plus my proficiency bonus for 16.
16? Okay, yep, they fail. And so they each take a further 4 damage, but so does the guy who's bleeding out on the ground.
Yeah.
He goes unconscious.
Yeah. Collateral damage.
Yep. Anything else out of you?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up 20 feet.
So you get back up to sort of where you were up in the air, floating around in this hollow tree.
Yep.
Where all your friends can see you. Yama, what are you doing?
So can I get down there?
You certainly can if you enter into the tree and go down to. There'll be a marker where you can like take the stairs down effectively, or of course if you just want to tell me that you leap down.
Yeah, no, he's
option.
definitely gonna like athletic styles leap down. I'll give you an athletic roll. Hey, that's gonna be dope.
Superhero landing.
Yes, please. Give me like a
Well,
Black
yeah, hold on,
Widow
let me just
landing.
double check. Yeah, Black Widow landing.
yeah.
Safely. Well, I don't think you need to make an athletics check to jump in because athletics is all about jumping up and out and getting more distance.
Okay.
Whereas, luckily, gravity just
Oh, I just wanted to make it cool.
Yeah. Well, absolutely it does. So as you so I assume the blade doesn't come out till you're already in the air.
I'm actually going for a save on the guy who's fallen on the ground, so I'm gonna kind of jump to his aid a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Leave his sword in the sheath.
Yeah. All right. It is a sick landing, but from that height, you are going to take 15 bludgeoning damage.
15?
Yeah, it's really bad on your knees.
Yeah.
Your knees aren't as young as they used to be.
No, he's an old man.
Yeah. So there's a crack and a pop as you straighten back up from that landing, but you do land on your feet.
Okay.
Just behind him. Now, can I get you to move your token downstairs?
Oh, yeah. Can I? Oh my god.
And I'll put
Okay,
you
cool.
sort of just... Essentially, you're standing over him.
Yeah. Cool.
Sort of straddling over his unconscious body, and you've kind of knocked the hands that were holding him away. And you're now standing between 2 of the thralls and a ghost.
Cool. So he just kind of both hands he like drops and both hands onto the guy who's dying on the floor as he kind of stands with the leg either side of him and casts Spare the Dying.
Ah, very cool.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then he just kind of looks up at the baddies and braces himself.
Mhm.
I
Right.
might actually I might action surge.
Okay.
So I'll hit the guy who's, I guess they're both close. They're all close to me, right? Is there one that looks particularly wounded already from
Yeah,
Captain Polly?
the ones that have got those little blood symbols are bloodied. So they have been injured and are effectively under half. That's kind of what that symbol represents.
All right.
So
And
they're the ones that are looking the worst. Yep.
the guy in front of me looks a bit incorporeal,
That's
like
right. He
that
looks like
other
a
guy we
ghost.
fought.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do fighting spirit, so I get advantage on these attacks. So I'm not sure how to roll with advantage, so I'll just roll it. Not great. 16.
16 will hit.
9.
9 damage. Yep.
14. Oh, sorry,
14.
21
21 will
and
definitely hit.
13.
13 damage on that one. How do you want to do
Yes.
this?
He's really slicing and dicing and maybe he decapitates the little ghostly man.
So you swing, decapitate the ghost. His ghostly head falls off. He catches his ghostly head, and the body kind of looks down at it, and then he evaporates into the mist, leaving behind sort of glowing, ghostly dust. And you see sort of a spirit start, a small green spirit start making its way up into the tree, past you. Yeah.
Cool. I'm G.
Sawn?
So I was going to step in onto the staying up with height because Son definitely heard, didn't see it, but he definitely heard the crackle and a pop when Yama stood back up.
Yama is ashamed.
And he's just going to like this zombie dude just chilling out right next to Yama. He's going to throw his Stormlord's blade at him from afar.
Which one? The
Maybe
one
they can
left
be
or right?
inured against the horrors below.
This guy.
Yeah, cool.
And that is an 18 to hit for 5 damage.
That will definitely hit. And how would you like to do this?
Just throw a spectral knife. It's not as electrified looking anymore. It's getting more and more void touched. And moody. And it just I want to hit him right between the eyes and just it disappears once it connects.
Yeah,
And
so
does what it needs to.
it connects into what's left of this creature's face. And so there's crackles of sort of black light energy, and you can kind of hear emo music in the background, and then the
30 Seconds to Mars starts playing.
That's right. The thrall falls to the ground where the blade is no longer in its head, but the body stops. Yeah, it's no longer moving as well. Cool. Karu. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
Storm. Was there anything else you wanted?
Oh, just jump out of the way at the door as well.
Yeah, cool. So how far down is it to get down there?
I think it's about 20 feet down.
Oh. Like direct down, or if I ran down?
Direct down. I haven't measured it on the stairs.
Okay, I think Kaoru realized that the only way Yama got down there was to jump, and he's like, that's what I'm gonna have to do.
It's like 60 feet if you want to run all the way down the stairs.
No, he doesn't have that movement. So I think he does a bit of a sort of like a bit of a wall run. So maybe he like comes in and he kind of like jumps off the wall and propels himself down. Just for flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's an acrobatic kind of guy.
You're good.
Yeah.
You want to bring yourself down, and then I'll move you into the room. So I just need you to get to the stairs where that like down arrow is.
Oh yeah, hang on. Sorry, down. Take me down. Take me down.
Okay. And so there's one guy left here.
Cool. Do I need to make a check or anything to land, or
No, it's just straight up. You take a little bit of damage to land. 11 damage. Is your wall run hop down was a lot more impressive than Yama's just swan dive into a corpse. Yeah.
Hey, that guy's alive.
True. Soon to be corpse. Pre-corpse.
yeah, I guess I'll attack the guy that's in front of me here. This one.
Yep.
With my scimitar, I will stab him. Well,
12 will hit. These guys aren't particularly armored.
cool. And I get +2 to damage rolls because I am. Fucking hell! Come on. Bloody hell. So that's 8 total.
That he doesn't look too great after that one, but he is still standing, readying his blade. Whoops, not that one.
Jesus.
He's dead. You can't take it back.
Kaoru will flip the scimitar in his hand, and he will swipe backhanded at him again with his second attack. Yeah, well, that hits. Another +2 to this damage because of dueling. Yikes! So 7 damage.
Yep, but that will be enough. As you have leapt down, stibbity stab slashed, and then the room goes silent as the lower area of this great tree. There is no further unliving creatures moving about.
Nice work, guys.
That's
Kari,
very easy.
You quite literally killed it.
Yeah.
Should we wake this fella up?
Yeah, should we help him? Is he the guy we're after?
I'll float
Someone
down.
made his way down.
But also too, I've got to hop off very soon, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well we can call it there. We'll just have a very short session. I know.
I do apologize. Sorry. Yeah.
But we got to meet Mama. We got some a ritual, and potentially saved this person who is currently unconscious but is not bleeding out, as Yama is able to stabilize them with magic. And we will pick up hopefully next week as the party meeting who this fellow is.
Hell yeah.
Cool beans.
Sounds great.
Cool.
No worries. Well, thank you very much for coming to yet another awesome week of D&D fun. I had fun even when I was unmuted and couldn't hear you and was talking to myself. Thank you for starting to wave and get my attention. This is why we use cameras, purely so that it just doesn't turn into an hour of me doing that and not noticing that we've all gone to bed. Any other fun comments or fun, what bits did you like? What bits didn't you like?
That was great. I'm just happy we have another teammate now too. This is
Yeah.
all becoming good.
the mama thing was dope.
Yeah, Sawn just wants more guns.
Paulie straight up just like he just likes voodoo shit. So that's why I wasn't really against it.
Well,
gotta walk in with an open mind.
I'm keen to brew my weird voodoo tea. See what happens.
Kara's keen to drink that weird voodoo tea. See what happens.
And in all honesty, too, the more evil the room looks, the more comfortable Paulie is. It's when things are too holy or looking good that I get scared and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Tentatively step into the church with all its white marble, worried that you'll burst into flame at any second.
Absolutely. Give me dope voodoo shit and 10-foot skulls any day of the week.
Yeah, velvet curtains, skulls with dribbly candles on them. Absolutely. Cool. All right. That was good fun. I will turn off all the things, and we'll have a bit of a debrief session before Timmy goes to bed. Bye-bye.